Now the G2, G3 doors, one of the first things to check for in terms of good door operation is the condition of this latch. This over center latch is what really closes the door. There's one here, and then there's one up partway up the door, up in this area. But the first thing I check is the lubrication. When I first got my G3, this latch was not lubricated. It was really sluggish and an impeded door opening and shutting. And you can see how this one is lubricated, but that's taking it over center. And now when I pop the door, it snaps out. When I first got the airplane, when I did that, this thing would slowly rotate out, and it was clearly bound up in there just because of lack of lubrication. The other important check, which is actually in the maintenance manual for proper door operation, is to make sure that both of these latches, this one and this one, are synchronized. And by synchronized, I mean when, in the maintenance manual it spells this out, when you push the exterior button, both of those latches should snap simultaneously. If one snaps ahead of the other, then it's out of calibration and needs to be reset. If the bottom one snaps and then the top one snaps later, then it means that the mechanism is too loose and your service center is going to have to go in and recalibrate those. And now here's a demonstration of a simultaneous snap. I have retracted both of these latches manually, which you can do, it won't hurt it, and that's what the service manual says to do. So you snap them both in the closed position, and then you slowly depress the button, very slowly, until they snap. And hear that? I had may not have been able to hear it, but I had a simultaneous snap. Both of those things snapped together. When I first got the airplane, the bottom one would snap, and then the top one would snap, and it made door opening difficult because you thought you had it open, you pushed so far on the button or on the lever on the inside, and the door partially opened but didn't open all the way, and then you had to push some more, and it finally opened. But both of those should snap simultaneously, and you should hear a simultaneous snap. You should hear them simultaneously click together, not one before the other. And now here's the final trick for great door closing, and this is something I posted a long time ago with the door seals on the G1. It applies equally on the G2, G3, but it's the use of a door and window seal lubricant. And what it is a very finely ground talc. It's much finer than baby powder, and this is something that comes from my old Bonanza days. But what you do with this stuff is, you can see it's just fluffy as can be, but you just rub it in to the door seal. You get a nice white sheen on here on the door seal. Go all the way around it. And what it does is it lubricates the door seal. You can feel it. When I try to rub my finger on this rubber, it's hard to move it along here, but over in here my finger just slides right along. But what this does is, on the mating surfaces of the door, over on this side, there's another mating surface that the rubber seal goes into. It provides a lubricant so that as the door shut, it doesn't gall on itself. It doesn't hang up as the door compresses this seal. It allows it to slide and smooth out, and it gives the door a much easier close and a one slam kind of close. Now, when the door seal is completely lubricated, previous to this, it took a good slam, and sometimes one or the other latch would not latch even with a good slam, and I had to secondarily nudge the door and get the other whatever latch didn't latch. But now that the seals are lubricated, just one motion on my airplane now, and I get both the top and the bottom latching. And the other thing I have now that I didn't have before is that both of them simultaneously unlatch with one smooth move. But there it is again. One move, and it closes. Both latches are closed with one simultaneous motion.